Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. The end of the year is upon us. There's no mistaking that. It's been a long-standing tradition here on the channel that every year we go back and we look at what we got in Fire Emblem Heroes and do an annual Favorites edition video, but also online shareable that you could probably find on Twitter and Instagram. Probably I put it there, maybe. Links in descriptions, maybe, perchance. Anywho, this is the 2022 favorites by me, and only me. If your favorites didn't make my list, then tell them to try harder next year, sweaty. That's what I would say. But they can't, because it's literally just this year. If you're wondering, it's calendar year, not book. I understand how it's a little confusing, given that like the book starts and ends November and December, which is close to calendar year, but it's not the same thing technically. So basically my favorites begins with the New Year banner and ends with the legendary or mythic banner through the calendar year. So special heroes, New Year's heroes start December, mythic legendary banner, and that's it. So that's what's included. Anything within that time range is here. So anything from New Year Dagger all the way over to whoever the heck new legendary it was, Shez. It was Shez. Shez who it was. So anybody included in that can be here. And again, if you want to partake, you can check my medias for the share, probably Twitter. So here's what we have. 2022, you know the rules. I had a hard time with several of them. New Heroes was not an exception to that rule. So I tried to pick out 3 for each category. For New Hero, I came down to Shez, because I really like his voice actor's work. Letizia, I don't need to explain myself. And then also Brave Tiki. Ultimately, despite the controversy, it came down to Brave Tiki. I chose Brave Tiki as my new favorite hero, which is anything from a New Heroes banner. And that was this. It had to be, right? Like, we had such an epic campaign for Brave Tiki. We here at the channel took part in that and helped lead the charge. And Ascended Tiki's outfit should have been on Brave Tiki. I'm just gonna say that one final time and then leave it and call it what it is. But yeah, that's what we got. You know, it's more for sentimentality than actual function at this point. But when it came right down to it, I feel like Brave Tiki is just a cool unit, and I got my New Heroes favorite spot. For special heroes, there were a lot. Let's just run down my side list here. Bride Cecilia, Summer Micaiah, Thief Soth, Ninja Lin. Wait, Ninja Lin? No, Fire Festival Lin. I don't know why Ninja Lin is on this list. She is not 2022 eligible. Halloween Naga, Ninja Cherish, Winter Dorothea, Winter Black Knight, Winter Cordelia. Lots of things. Okay? Ninja Har, even Ninja Har, technically a special hero, but also technically a reward. We'll get to that in a minute. A lot of special heroes, okay? A lot of special heroes. A lot of them. It was very difficult. It was really difficult. But some of the other categories helped me figure out who should go where so that we all spread the love around. You know what I mean? So, my special heroes favorites of 2022 is Summer Micaiah. I don't know that I've ever had a short pop off the way that I have when I freaked out about Summer Micaiah. And so it holds a special place in my heart for that reason. Not only that, but I think the entirety of the community was just gobsmacked at what they did to me this summer. I don't know. Again, there's just an element of sentimentality there that I choose to embrace. I choose to embrace it. Speaking of summer and how awful it was, reward units. One that was very high on my list was Summer Alencia. Another, Ninja Har, whomst I just mentioned. But perhaps a dark horse in the rewards category this year was Geralt, the reward unit for the Brave banner when it came out. So I, again, had trouble. But some other categories helped me kind of figure out where things should be. And because of that, my reward hero for 2022 is Alencia. Summer Alencia, in fact. And one of the main reasons is that, oh my god, she's free on a banner that was already robbing me blind. And so because of that, Alencia holds a very special place in my heart. Her art is also amazing. Ain't never seen a bad Alencia. That's just facts, okay? Whether it's Cypher or Fey art, she is 10 out of 10 every time. And also, I didn't have to pull for her, and that's really special. It's really special when that happens. Some of the other reward units like Ninja Har, he's my runner-up, honestly, but he just, I don't know. As far as the unit goes, he fell flat a little bit. Fell a little bit flat for me. And as sad as that is, you know, we have to pick up and we have to move on, because that's life. That's life. Balintz is really great. I immediately upgraded her kit, immediately plus 10'd her when she hit the Grail pool, and it was good. It was good stuff. It was good stuff. Resplendent. The coveted Resplendent spot. There were a couple that grabbed my eye this year. Not too many. Like half a dozen, maybe, right? So in this category includes Lonku, or Lonk, Mia, and Brave Lucina. Those three were kind of like tip of the top for me. If I had to pick a top three, I'd probably go on with those. Ultimately, the winner for me for 2022 was Brave Lucina. I won't get into it, but her base Resplendent, not great. Okay, look, art is up to interpretation. Sure, not for me. That's not me. Nope. I don't know what it is. It's just the colors and the. It's not for me. I'm not game. I'm not here for it. So no. Hard pass. Hard pass on base Lucina. However, Brave Lucina does a really, really great job of balancing what her Brave alt looks like, but just kind of Askarized. Okay? And I feel like they did a better job keeping true to the original unit, because a Brave unit is basically a very meaningful alt in general, or at least they were several years ago. Now they're just kind of like, you know, legendary alts at this point. But Brave Lucina did a really good job with like an upgrade, which her art was fine to begin with, but I think they did a really, really nice job giving her an Asker kind of spin on what her Brave alt already looks like. Whereas with something like Ike, when we got Resplendent Brave Ike, he straight up just looked like a Nidavellir guy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain it, but this looks like a shiny version, if I may borrow a term from Pokemon. Brave Resplendent Lucina looks like a shiny Resplendent Lucina Brave version. You know what I mean? So it's the same, but like different, and I like that. So not to mention that the art is god tier, of course, naturally. Anyway, I go on and on. We're not going to. The remix were fine. This was the year, okay? This was the year. But there were some contenders. Yoon was great, right? Naga, also great, right? Woo. Let me tell you though, my man Har coming in, getting true damage reduction. Jeez. Right? Okay, so it's gotta be Har, right? Like, I had to put Har somewhere on this list. He got a refine, and he also got an alt, which was also a reward unit. So, like, he's kind of up for multiple categories here. Had to go with him here. His refine is really decent. Especially for like a reward unit, very decent, very good. I was very nervous when the time was coming for that, but ultimately I was pleasantly surprised. I genuinely thought that it was going to be awful, and it wasn't, and I'm really jazzed about that. So, Har 100% gets the remix refine favorite for 2022. Ascended and Rearmed. This is a new one. And this year it's actually replacing the debut. Because while debut is cool, the category in general is typically a little bit smaller. And just kind of a rehash of the new and special categories. Because like they fit into those. Because that's where they debut, right? But given that we had a new type of hero in that Rearmed and Ascended, I thought, hey, do that. Make the category a little more interesting, shall we? Also make new and special heroes a little harder to parse out. You know what I mean? So, Ascended and Rearmed. This is a very narrowed category. So we're sticking with a smaller pool. But it's tough, because these are some of like the more useful units that you can summon on. Obviously, florets, arcane weapons, and just skill inheritance in general. Like, all very good things. All very good things. Here it came down to 3 for me. Ascended Ishtar, Ascended Air, and Rearmed Robin. Ishtar is pretty. That's it. But ultimately, she was a disappointment. So at the end of the day, it was really down to Rearmed Robin or Ascended Air, because I really do like Air. Book 3, up until recent stuff, I'm waiting to see how Book 7 shakes out. But Book 3 has always been like my favorite book to date, as far as completed books go. Happy Air is life, right? But Rearmed Robin, however, came around, is A, Cypher Art inspired, and also B, really makes old dragons like Awakening Tiki actually usable again. Or new ones, even better, like Halloween Naga, you know what I mean? So it's like the arcane Grima is just really good. It's really good. Ultimately, nostalgia played a factor here. I ended up going with Ascended Air. But Rearmed Robin was just a really, really, really close second. Like a really close second. Again, for the versatility and basically what you offered. And ultimately, I like Air more. And so I gave the award to Air this year. Because I would have basically been giving it to Robin, because I was able to fodder her to things that I liked better. So it didn't feel right. It just didn't feel right. It didn't feel right. So we're giving it to Ascended Air, who is finally happy, and maybe we'll get some more story with her. I don't know. I'm excited to find out. Legendary Mythic, bro. Honestly, this year, bit of a snoozer. But I think last year was also the year of Micaiah and Saros. So, like, I'm good. I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fine. I'm totally fine. I said last year, I hope that there's nothing, like, really mythic or legendary that's super enticing for me. And that was genuinely the case. However, we did see some cool ones. Sita was really neat. Elamine, also really neat. And Asker. Those are my top 3. Mainly because, you know, they're all very pretty. And Sita does some, like, like, bonkers stuff. I don't know when her kit became, like, Vantage against, like, 80% of the pool of units available. But, like, if that's her shtick, then I'm kind of on board with it. Ultimately, I was gonna go with Sita, but then I decided that time has no meaning, and so I'm sticking with Golvig. Yes! Haha! I tricked all of you. Technically, she was introduced. She's not a actual usable unit, but we have seen her. And so I'm making an exception this time. Because again, God of Time, what is time? Time is a construct, so I can bend the rules however I see fit. Haha! Pranked, all of you at home. No, I genuinely didn't care that much about any of the legendaries or mythics this year. I genuinely didn't. Like, even legendary Shez is cool. Like, from a conceptual point. Like, it's just a cool concept, but I have big summon plans for Golvig when she inevitably drops at some point during 2023. So be sure to subscribe and come back for that at some point over the next year. Is that my selling point for getting subscribers at this point? Watch out for a video at some point in the next 365 days. Probably. Anywho, Golvig. That's genuinely, in terms of units that we saw, like, even just her kit, it's nuts. Genuinely nuts. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know what ride we're in for here with Book 7, but I'm pretty much down. Because I've been waiting for this. Duo and Harmonized. This was hard. Again, this was hard, okay? But I got it down to 3. Because I'm a man of my word, ultimately, outside of the legendary mythic, which, bad timing. Okay, I understand. But Spring Sonya, Winter Cordelia, and Summer Thor. Those were the 3 duo/harmonized that I had picked out. I'm a Sonya fan, okay? I am a Sonya fan. I think that she has easily the most interesting lore in all of Valentia/Gaiden. And I would go to the wall for that. So her getting a spring ult, pretty dope. Or just any ult in general, really. Winter Cordelia. The thing I predicted last year happening this year. Whoa. That's crazy. One of my good friends, Conrad, big Cordelia fan. Artwork is literally back there. It's just, how do you not, right? Ultimately, though, in a very, very difficult choice, I ended up going with Summer Thor. And I know what you're thinking. Brian, stop. Listen. I don't have to explain myself. Loki has a ukulele, and that's pretty dope. I think in a year of summer banners that just absolutely ruined my day, or weeks, I think that this is like the big topping to what ultimately was just an orb-filled Sunday for me. And I was blessed to be able to max them out the way that I did. But ultimately, I use Duo Thor a lot. Like, a lot. And I know that Harmonized Cordelia is newer, so I haven't had the opportunity to use her as much. But I use Duo Thor so much, dude. Like, being able to just, drop a duo skill and keep enemies from, like, coming at you. You know what I mean? That's a beautiful thing, okay? Because I mess up in arena, like, a lot. All right? When it's fire season and I get to use her, and I can just, oop, here's gravity, right? It's a get out of jail free card, bro. It's a beautiful thing. Ultimately, I used Duo Thor a lot. She was a very heavy investment for me. I'm very glad that that everything worked out and everything is nice. Because sometimes there's some units, like the one to my immediate right here, who debuts and has like 2 months of glory, and then they immediately power creep her. But that didn't happen with Duo. I'm really glad. So ultimately, I think this year was still jam-packed. I don't know that it was eventful as 2021 was. 2021 had a lot of stuff on my plate. 2022 was great in a good way because it allowed me to revisit a lot of older units and rebuild them. Awakening Tiki, Ira, Har. It was a good opportunity to revisit my barracks. And I started 2022 with the goal and the concept of being like, I'm going to revisit older units and make them better and use them more frequently. And that's ultimately what I did. And that's what the year kind of allowed me to do as a whole, just through what was released, which is great. I love that. And I hope that continues next year. I hope that continues next year too, in 2023. There's some stuff getting remixed, refined that I'm looking forward to. But as for this, this was great. And if you're wondering what all I did this year, I will have a barracks video, a bit of a barracks tour, the final one of the year, coming out in a few days. So look forward to that. But that's it for this. Like I said, if you want to partake, check out my medias. You can probably find one of these templates. Or if it gets shared enough, it might just, you might just find it somewhere. So that's what I got for right now. Thanks for watching. I hope you had a good 2022 in the year of Fae. All right. And I hope that 2023 is even better. But that's it for now. So thanks again. And until then, I will catch you next time.